Parents of autistic children will do anything to help their child become as productive and as engaged as possible.
Early intervention is the key, obviously, and now there is a school in Brandon, Florida that's designed to do just that.
Bridge Learning Community is a nonprofit school and therapy center totally dedicated to helping children with autism.
And Bille and Laurie Spiegel are here now from the school to tell us all about it. You know, a lot of parents, there's such a fear behind autism, and I know a couple of sets of parents that have an autistic child, and I know how difficult it was to get the autism even diagnosed in the first place. Why is it so complicated?
I think it's a complicated disorder. There's many complex things that happen within the disorder, and just now we're starting to gain more of an awareness of it.
Yeah, we are.
And why a school dedicated solely to these kids?
Well, it's because the kids need such specialized treatment. Even though they're autistic, every single child is different. So it becomes really important that we find out exactly what's going on. There are low-functioning kids with autism, and there are high-functioning kids, and sometimes you don't know how high-functioning they can really be until you get them into the school setting, and that's what we do.
There are a lot of signs that parents can look for when they think their kid might be exhibiting signs of autism.
Yes.
Why don't you walk us through these here?
Well, some of the signs that you can see that you would want to look for early on are no big smile, or warm, joyful expression by the age of 6 months, no back and forth sharing of sounds, smiles by 9 months, no babbling by 12 months. Also, no back and forth gestures at 12 months, no words by 16 months, no eye contact, no meaningful two-word phrases, any loss of speech.
What do you mean by the back and forth gestures? Like them reacting or not reacting to
typically,
you?
when you're a mom, which I'm a mom, you have a conversation even with your baby, and you can see through their eye contact that they can relate to you, that they understand what you're saying. A lot of times, you will not see any expression. There'll be no, facial expression. It's not so much verbally recognizing that they can communicate, but not even that expression that they understand what you're saying. There's a disconnect.
Now, could that be something else and not be autism?
There always can be. I mean, symptoms can relate to many of things. That's why it's really important, to go through the process of trying to get it diagnosed with the professionals.
Is it like sending your child to school? At what age can they start going here, first of all?
Well,
how young?
In our school, preschool.
Okay.
Preschool age, and we focus on kids up until about the 5th grade. Now, of course, you have grade levels that you have to accommodate as well, but the earlier we can get the student into a program that's intense enough to help, the better.
What about people who say integration is best for the kids? What do you say?
It can be, especially a child that's high functioning.
Right.
You put them in that environment, and in our last school, we did exactly that. We took autistic children, we put them in a middle school environment, and we graduated kids from school. In fact, there are a couple kids that have gone on to college.
That's great.
And you never would have thought so.
No, that's wonderful. We pointed out what the early signs are. Now, if there are enough of those signs and the parent says, okay, gosh, I think my kid is autistic, what are the questions they need to ask then?
A lot of times, even at your pediatrician, between the age of birth and 36 months, you'll get a developmental milestone checklist. It's just real important for parents to be honest. If your child's not communicating, you need to be honest and let them know.
You want to ask if your child's development is really delayed, or is this just typical?
What about parents who say, yeah, can't I just self-diagnose my own child?
That's difficult to do, and usually that parent waits until they're in school, and now they're in an educational environment, and they're not medical doctors, and they're not getting a full perspective of what might be going on, so they'll delay the diagnosis until then.
Really
so
quick,
find a professional early.
Exactly, and how do you find that professional, that person to diagnose the child?
There's a lot of different places that you can go. When your children are young, every state has an early intervention program that a parent can go through, and they'll walk them through the process. When they're school age, there's a team of individuals that will walk them through that process as well.
Well, from the Bridge Learning Community, we're going to put your link up on our website, daytimeonline.tv. Bille and Laurie, good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.